Guys, I am a physical media collector. I like to have physical games. I enjoy digital games like for Steam and PC. I don't have an issue with that. But if I really want to sit down and enjoy the experience, it's all about physical for me. I like to have the cartridge in my hand, the CD, pop it into a console, and just relive those moments. Emulation, as cool as it is, guys, it doesn't compare to me to the actual experience. FPGAs have closed the gap quite a bit. That is, being able to program at a hardware level to emulate the physical hardware of consoles. FPGAs is where it's at. I've actually got an analog 3D on the way. Looking forward to getting that. Should be getting that in the next few days or the week or whatever. Definitely before Christmas. When it comes to physical video games, guys, there is no limit to what you can do. You can have a massive collection, which is completely okay. Smaller, curated, more personal collection always has those personal stories and those personal touches that I really enjoy. And I always like to hear about your guys' experience, what kind of collection you have, what the games mean to you, all that stuff's so cool, man. I personally lost all of my collection during Hurricane, and because of that, I had to get the games back that I really enjoyed. I didn't get any of the actual filler or any of that crap. I just got the core of what meant something to me. And one of the big systems for me, guys, is the Super Nintendo. I love the Super Nintendo. I love pretty much every game I play on it, except for some like, The Adventures of Dr. Franken, which is absolute dog crap. But overall, I really enjoy the system. The Nintendo Entertainment System, of course, that's one of the ones that I learned how to game on. So you got things like Double Dragon 2, I absolutely love, Mega Man 2, Blaster Master being my favorite NES game of all time, and also the first one I ever bought out of my own money. So yeah, when it comes to physical collections and physical games, I consider myself very much an advocate. When it comes to emulation, I understand emulation, and it makes sense. And not everybody can afford these games. They're getting more expensive by the day. They're dying. It's a lot of upkeep to it. Totally makes sense. But if you really want to experience those moments, you gotta get a physical game, man. It's just, there's something different. Maybe for the younger generation where it's not so much of a big deal. Maybe you guys haven't connected. Maybe it's just a pain in the ass to have to blow in your cartridges and all that kind of thing. But for me, taking the time to take a physical game out is tangible. It's tangible. It's something you can feel. It's something that you can take and put into a system and play that game. You don't get locked into the doom scrolling aspect. You pick a game and you play that game. You're less likely to pop that game out within a few seconds, pop something else in, because you took an actual physical decision. You took a game, you popped it in a console, and now you're playing it. And that forces you to enjoy the experience. The problem with nowadays is that it's death by indecision. Doom scrolling. We've all heard of it when at Netflix, your Steam library, all that stuff. The ability to actually just sit down and do one thing is massive. I personally love that aspect. If I want to play Chrono Trigger, I'm going to pick up Chrono Trigger, I'm going to pop it in, and I'm going to play it. That's how it's going to be. Physical gaming is important, folks. I think that being able to actually take these games and pop them into a console and experience those moments is top tier. Emulation, as cool as it is, it comes close. It's got some cool gimmicks, gives you a few advantages like save states, that kind of thing. But it's just not quite there. You can enhance games with, certain emulators. I think about the Wii U, for example. Nintendo's not very happy about that, but you can enhance the games and you can make them look better than the intended experience. That's cool and all, but it's also one of those things that takes away from the original vision of the games. We look at things like ROM hacks and all that kind of stuff. It's really cool to be able to play ROM hacks. You can play ROM hacks on real hardware with like EverDrives and that kind of thing. Or you can even get a repro or whatever. And it's really cool to be able to do that. I really loved it with the Mario 64 one that allows to split screen. It was really cool because it requires the expansion pack and the extra RAM on the real hardware in order to be able to play that, which was super solid, and I really enjoyed it. I look at physical games as something that's making a little bit of a resurgence because people are wanting that tangible experience. People want to be able to pick up a video game and actually be able to just have it in their hands, look at it, look at the manuals, pop it in their consoles, have an incredible experience, and then walk away from it. I think we're getting back there. I'm starting to see that with all aspects. I'm starting to see that with malls coming back in. You know, you'd say it's because of Stranger Things making malls look really cool again. But being able to socially interact is something we all lost a little bit during COVID. You may notice, like I have, that the world has changed. People are a lot less patient than they used to be. It's in everything. People just are looking for ways to roast each other, and people blame everybody else for everything. You know what? Take a step back for a moment, folks, and just take a game, play a game, take a breath, and just live in the moment. Ground yourself with video games. That's what they do for me. It's not just about, like, playing a video game for fun. No, it actually calms me down. It actually gives me something tangible that I can work with, where my fingers are going, my brain's working, my eyes and ears are going, it's sensory, and it really makes me feel good. I don't know if it does that for you. If you play games that really annoy you and you just want the challenge of it, or maybe you do retro achievements through emulation. There's a lot of gamers who do retro achievements. Lots of ways to experience these old games, of course. I personally prefer to play it on real hardware whenever I can, but I will admit emulation has some advantages when it comes to remote play, being able to play with your buddies across the world. It is massive to be able to do that with the Nintendo Switch Online and other things like Parsec or RetroArch. Like, all these things are so cool to be able to experience the games with your friends that may be miles away.